Welcome, everyone, to Texas Motor Speedway for the iRacing Warriors Texas 240. I'm Rick Souza, and I'm joined here in the booth with my co-host, John DeRudris.
Yeah, Rick, we got a good show for you all tonight. Over 30 entrants here in the IWM Texas 240. 160-lap event. It's going to be a fun one here tonight at Texas. We're looking along right now. They're qualifying out on the track. About 3 minutes left in qualifying. And right now, at the top of your board is John Ledger with a 30.39, leading the whole field right now in qualifying. So, Rick, I think this is going to be a pretty entertaining show. We got 35 drivers on the track, one of our largest events that we've had here in the IWM Cup Series. And a lot of cool paint schemes. You're looking along right there at Tyler Peebles. He is running that 75 DoorDash scheme. Looks very reminiscent of what Bubba Wallace runs in the Cup Series. You have another car right there. That is an 1111 project car with Joey Doucette. He is our previous winner. He won, I believe, last week in a crazy finish at Daytona. So he's looking to maybe get back-to-back wins here in the Cup Series, and we'll see how that goes on. But Rick, it's going to be a fun night, I think.
Oh, this could just be a fabulous race. Great competitors, looking forward to it. Texas is a very unique track, and I guess that kind of leads us into, well, John's keys to the race, right?
Yeah, let's just dive into it. So right now, the top four keys that I got. One, you have to differentiate turn 1 and turn 2 and turn 3 and turn 4. They're all really different, and you have to approach them differently. So make sure you run the line that is appropriate for that corner. Point number 2, tire management. Don't burn up your tires too early. You have to maintain your tires, and you have to be able to manage your tire wear. Number 3, getting on pit road safely. So with this number of competitors and with the field that we have, the pit road entrance is right off of turn 4. So making sure you get on the pit road safely is something that could make or break your race. And then lastly but not least, that goes along with getting on pit road safely, make sure you follow the right pit strategy, because we have a lot of tires for this race. We have a long race really with 160 laps, and you're going to see multiple, if it goes green, multiple green flag stops. So your pit strategy can also make or break your race tonight, and it may determine whether you win or whether you finish in second. So we'll see how those keys play out. But right now, Rick, it looks like we have about 30 seconds left of qualifying, and Blake Giglio has taken the top spot at a 30.26.
That's a fabulous qualifying time by Blake. Let's get on to our race info. This race info is brought to you by EPI, Elite Performance, for your setups here in iRacing, as well as U-Haul, and also Jimmy Strong. Jimmy Strong is a childhood cancer awareness, and we're proud to feature that ribbon.
Absolutely. And we also are brought to you by the 1111 Veteran Project as well. And looking at these keys, Rick, you have 160 laps, only one quick repair, and 6 sets of tires. So you have a lot of tires for this 160-lap event, and you have 60% fuel. So what does that mean? They're running 60% of the fuel, full 100% fuel capacity, which means that is going to decrease the amount of laps you're able to run. So we're expecting a fuel run really to be anywhere in the 30-lap range, 30 to 40 laps, depending on what happens with cautions and whatnot. But right now, this looks like it's going to be a 4 or 5 stop race for sure to the end of this one. Maybe 4 stop if you can get some caution help here. But we're looking for a lot of good green flag runs, a lot of good green flag pit stops, and it's a cool day in Texas. So we'll see how this race plays out. But Rick, they're all gridding up. You can see the cars forming right there. We are about to get this show on the road here in Texas.
Well, speaking of that grid, why don't let's take a look at the official grid. So
alrighty,
go ahead.
Go ahead. Yeah, so starting on the pole, we're just both so eager to get this race on the way. Starting on the pole, you have Blake Giglio there at a 30.26. He's into the top spot, followed by your winner last week, Joey Doucette. In third, you have Tyler Peebles. And fourth, your previous IWM Cup Series champion, your reigning champion, Christopher Howell there in fourth. John Ledger in fifth. Ryan Pittman in 6th, Jonathan Woods in 7th, Jack Hedgecox in 8th, Andrew Serwick in 9th, and Mark Feeney rounds out your top 10.
In 11th, we've got Ian Ogden. In 12th, Joey Thompson. In 13th, Ty Bostic. In 14th, Jacob Walker. In 15th, Freddie Durstock. And 16th, Bobby Gibson. In 17th, Chris Blanchard. In 18th, Mike Slachter. In 19th, Joey Batto. And 20th, Jeff Neeney.
Starting in the 21st position, you have that Audi machine of Kubalay Salen. He's looking to have a good run tonight, followed by Evan Amick in 22nd. 23rd, you have Matt McComas. And 24th, you have Paul Ballenstein. 25th, you have Marco Berube. And 26th, you have Bradley Previtt there. And 27th, you have Luke Bullard there in that, I would say mellow yellow. That number, Sundrop number 3. Hermas Castro, a new driver in the league, starts in 28th. Harley Barletta in 29th. And Sean Shootman there in P30.
In P32, we have Eric Ulva. Ray Radford is in 33. 35th is David Sharon, and 36th, David Watts. And in 37th, David P. Sharon. As you notice, the name similarity, Dave Sharon is the son, and then David P. Sharon is the dad. So we got a father-son team racing here tonight.
Yes, we do, and this is going to be a very fun race. And, as we know, it's on the pace car, it's on the flagman to start this race off, but then after that it is on the leader. So your track position is going to play a big factor in how you finish and how your restarts go in this race. But you're looking right on board now. There's number 97 machine of Blake Giglio. He is going to be your control car here.
And speaking of that control car, we've got this Geico Restart zone, so pretty much once he enters that zone, he can just take control of the field and go as he needs to go.
That is correct. We are green flag racing here at Texas. Oh, we have the field just stacked up on the bottom lane there, Rick. A lot of chaos already.
Well, Blake has certainly jumped out to avoid some of that early chaos, as we've seen that.
Spinning in two, car up in the wall in 2. No caution, car up in wall in 2 again.
It's got to come
wreck.
out. Big wreck.
Yep, big caution
that
here.
Was, Jeff Neeney was involved. A number of drivers: Joey Thompson, Marco Ruby, Ryan Pittman, Brad Previtt. We've got definitely some carnage.
Yeah, we do.
Well, that's your first caution of the night. Came relatively soon in our first lap. We can jump back here and just see what we see.
Yeah, I wonder if the car snapped loose. That's kind of what I'm envisioning is here in turn 2.
Yeah, it may have been a little earlier. Okay, so there's the 08 car. Let's back up on focus on that 08 car. That's Ryan
that is
Pittman.
Yep. Oh, he got tagged from behind.
Yeah, let's get a far chase shot of that and just take a peek at that. So that's the 08 car of Ryan Pittman, and the 7 car of Hedgecox behind him. Yep, he got run up on that in that left rear quarter, and that spun him.
Yeah, and that just sent him right up into the wall. That additional tap there had just nowhere to go. And you could see he's trying to save that car. I mean, he's on the brakes. Nothing he could really do about it. Then he gets tagged in the rear again by the 28 machine. That is Bobby Gibson. And then there's Jeff Neeney, nowhere to go.
Yep.
There's 89. There's the 81 of Harley Barletta, the 89 of Paul Ballenstein there. So 2 previous championship contenders. There's a 25 machine of Hermas Castro getting through. There's a 91, Bradley Previtt having some issues. And Bradley Previtt has nowhere to go right there. Just mayhem all over the track in turn 2.
Well, these drivers do have one quick repair, so they can get back and get some of that damage taken care of. We'll go back to...
Yeah, you know, if I had my 5th key to the race, I think it would be make sure to wait to make a move until your tires are heated up, because cold tires and these cars do not mix. I mean, we've seen this over and over and over again. It's just hard to get traction on the first couple laps, especially when you're coming off turn 2. You know, you want to charge ahead. You feel like, and you know your car can handle it, but the tires just won't allow it. So it's definitely a fine line you play.
Well, we are just underway here. If you're just tuning in, this is lap 157 of a scheduled 160. We've had an incident just in lap 1. And again, as John indicated, it's probably just as you begin to start this race, you have to be aware that cold tires are really not your best friend.
No, they're not. And you're seeing that right now early. Now, you know, if I were these guys right now, I would take advantage of this caution. I would actually start conserving fuel if it was me, because talking about that before, if we have, you know, let's say 30 laps to a tank, you're looking at pitting at lap 30, lap 60, lap 90, and lap 120, then that means your next stop would be at lap 150. So if you could make this race on 4 stops and, you know, save enough gas, I mean, we've already gone 3 laps under caution right now, Rick. So these guys are possibly already, you know, 2 laps ahead of the scheduled time. So we'll see if this can actually play a role into the pit strategy, which was my 4th key to the race. We'll see how that goes. But right now, you have Blake Giglio in P1, Tyler Peebles there in P2, Christopher Howell, your reigning champion, in 3rd position, Joey Doucette in 4th, and John Ledger in 5th. You see a lot of 11-11 veteran project cars right there in that shot, Rick. They know what they're doing.
Well, we're coming back up. I'm assuming the lights will go off on our pace car as it crosses the stripe.
I think it should.
Yep.
And there she goes. So, green flag racing the next time we get to the line. So, we'll see how this restart goes with colder tires again. So, definitely something to pay attention to is, you know, middle of the pack. Even the front, you know, because anybody could lose it. It happens to the best of us. So, you know, it could be somebody else. Hopefully not. Hopefully they're able to get around cleanly. But definitely, you know, you're already seeing the tires play a major role into how this race is going to shape out.
Well, we're about to go back to green here. Now, this is Texas, so it's a 1.5 mile track. Really just takes, as we had talked about earlier, you've got to keep in mind your strategy and your plan. If you've got teammates out there, to take advantage of how they can help you. But really, I think this is a strategy track to me. So.
I agree. I completely agree, because, you know, you can draft here, and that's not completely out of the question. But over time, it's going to be like a Charlotte. You know, you're going to be spread out. You know, with 30-plus cars on the field, it's going to be a little bit difficult to manage the pit road strategy with this many cars. But we'll see how this goes. Pace car is about to dive off for our 2nd restart of the night. They're going to get into the Geico Restart zone. Now, Blake has full control of this restart. So we'll see what happens as he's in the restart zone, as he's off. Green flag racing again here at Texas. Lap 6 of 160 complete.
All right, so as the cars begin to shake out, we'll see as they form up their lines. And, of course, again, this is Texas, so the track is not symmetrical. So turns 1 and 2 are different from turns 3 and 4, and consequently, there's different driving lines and how you approach this.
Yeah, we almost had a 3-wide situation there on the back between Freddie Durstock and Jacob Walker, but they got that all settled out as everybody's making their way off of turn 4. Car on the wall, that was Freddie Durstock. Able to keep it straight.
Like he hung on to it there. The minimal damage.
See, the field is 100% spread out right now. All the way back, I mean, you're looking at about 10 seconds back already. So definitely a big gap right now. But that battle for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th is definitely heating up between Howell, Peebles, Doucette, and Ledger.
And you're seeing some different lines here being driven. We're seeing that those who are taking the middle line are, in my opinion, that's the place where you're going to save the most out of your tires. If you're constantly running down at that at the edge of the track at the apron, you're going to burn up your right sides.
Yeah, you 100% know that right rear is not going to like you at all if you keep on running that bottom line. But you know, it can work for a specific amount of time. But I think over the duration of the race, you're going to see these guys migrate up to the track. See a car get a little loose off turn 2 right there, be able to hold on to it. Oh, little contact there between the 11 and the 88.
Yeah, they are running definitely side by side for sure.
Yeah, a little friendly fire there between teammates. As we were 10 laps complete of 160 here, Blake Giglio is out front, followed by Tyler Peebles in the 75, Christopher Howells in P3, John Ledger in 4th, or my bad, Joey Doucette in 4th, and John Ledger in 5th. You're looking right now at Blake Giglio out of Rochester, New York. He's had a strong run all season. There is Tyler Peebles' machine. Driving that DraftKings, or not DraftKings, a DoorDash machine. There's Christopher Howell, your reigning champion.
Drivers are settling down a bit. That's a positive thing as they begin to figure out their best groove for tonight's event.
Yeah, and you're seeing really everybody at the bottom side of the track early on. There's only a few guys that are taking advantage of that middle to high lane, but we'll see how that plays out as this race progresses. But right now, looking at lap, go ahead.
I was going to say, why don't we see if we can get move in to see the line that Christopher Howell is taking around this track, right along with Christopher.
So he is definitely taking that bottom line, which you can do in 3 and 4. I mean, 3 and 4, I would recommend that bottom lane. You're able to get the speed and you're able to get the grip that you want. Now in turn 1 and 2, it's definitely a different approach. He is still taking that bottom line right now, which is the preferred lane. But I expect these cars to migrate a little bit further up. But he's running a nice smooth line right now. You see that was John Ledger behind him getting a little loose off turn 2. But he is slowly making his way up to the back bumper of Joey Doucette right now, who is putting the pressure on that 75 machine. So that is a lap around Texas.
And Blake Giglio continues to show us the way around Texas. On the low side of the backstretch, not sure who that was.
No, but here we have a pass for second going on. See if that is able to be complete, and it was. Now to P2. Joey Doucette, your previous winner, has made his way up to the second place spot.
All right, so your top 10 at the moment is Blake Giglio in first, Joey Doucette in second, Tyler Peebles is in third, Christopher Howell in fourth, John Ledger in fifth, sixth is Jack Hedgecock, seventh is Andrew Surwick, and eighth is Ian Ogden. Ninth place is Mark Feeney, and 10th is Jacob Walker.
So looking at this pack right now, it's very interesting to see the lines that some of these guys are running. Oh, get a car loose off of 2. I believe that was the that was the 21 car of Ian Ogden there.
Ian Ogden, yep, that's correct.
Yep. Oh, wow. Jacob Walker, you got a pass in the grass going on right now, or maybe a slide through the grass. I don't know how that's going to work. That may bring out a caution. He was pretty sideways. That was a 14 car of Mike Sladker. He was able to save that thing. What a save. He was a lawnmower for a minute. So he just wanted to add a little bit more green to that car. Yeah, so what a save right there. It's Freddie Durstock getting loose off of turn 2. Durstock is now dropping. Durstock now got, I looked kind of like a little bit of rear end damage. I didn't know. But as is happening, Rick, we have a battle for the lead, a three-way battle right now between all the 1111 cars, battling 3 wide off of turn 2. Blake is still at the point, but
Christopher Howell,
caution is out.
Caution is out. Definitely an incident with Jacob Walker, I think, and Jonathan Woods soon to go back. And
yeah, I heard some people coming over the mic. It may have been something involving the 10 car. Oh, he got bumped. The 24 got bumped from behind.
Yep. Let's see if we get a better shot of that. Up a little bit.
But he's already sideways off of the corner.
Let's go back a little bit farther. That may have just been him running. Let's see how that looks.
Yeah, it's got a little sideways right there. Got a little sideways again. Oh!
Yeah, I think...
Really just nowhere to go for the 2 car.
Yeah, I think that's Jonathan. That's Jonathan Woods. I think he just got collected. The 24 just had issues. Tried to save it, did his best, but didn't work.
Yeah, he tried. It's definitely, these cars are can be very difficult to save once they start going around if you're in the wrong spot. So looking on the board right now, we do have some takers down pit road though, Rick. There's Freddie Durstock. There's the 3 of Luke Bullard there. We got Buzz Lightyear as the pit crew for somebody's team. Don't know who that was, but that was awesome. There's Kublai Salen there. Jonathan Woods just now coming down pit road. There's a 7 car of Jack Hitchcock, I believe. Hedgecock's rather.
Yeah, those guys are both involved in the incident. Came down.
Yep. There's the 34 machine. That is the 34 machine of Jerry Botto.
Looks like the number 2 of Jonathan Woods had some issues there getting into his pit stall.
Yeah, but you could tell his front bumper just magically, popped out. Oh, his car's all nice and clean now. So what he did was he activated his fast repair. So what does that mean? That means you basically get a reset on your car. So any damage that you have is erased, and you have a brand new race car. Which that is a good-looking number 2 scheme. I think Austin Cindric's team needs to hit up Hulu and see if they can get that sponsor, because that's a good-looking car. But right now, there's Freddie Durstock coming off the pit road, getting his damage fixed in that number 5 machine.
All right, so we're going around. Let's see if we can radio in and see if we can pick up possibly Christopher Howell. We'll see if we can grab Christopher Howell. Christopher Howell, you're in the broadcast booth. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I got you.
It was certainly an interesting part of the race. You guys are all battling up front.
Yeah, it was starting to get pretty heated there. I was hoping maybe I might be able to get up front and lead a lap, but caution came out, so.
Right, so we've been seeing these cars get loose off of the corner, especially in turn 2. Is that something that you've experienced?
Oh yeah, I mean I've done some practice here, then a little practice before the race here. It's you have to be really easy with these tires because they will go away quick. Especially on exits 2 and 4.
Yep. Yeah, we've seen quite a few guys getting sideways off of 2 and 4 for sure. But your 1111 project guys, I mean, looking good right now. You're in 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. John Ledger's there in 5th. You have Ian Ogden back there in 8th. You have a lot of guys up there. So looking like you guys are running strong tonight. So hopefully y'all can finish well, and good luck.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Hopefully we can keep it up front and we can bring it home 1, 2, 3. It'd be pretty cool.
All right. That's your 3rd place driver of Christopher Howell, and appreciate him taking the time to speak with us as we're under caution here on lap 22 of our scheduled 160. The lights are off on the pace car, which means the field should be forming up momentarily here and be back to green flag racing.
Yeah, Rick, you heard from the driver himself on the track. You heard from Chris. It's loose off the two, especially with new tires and off the corner. So it's going to be a battle all night for these guys, especially the fresh tire guys, because it's going to take some time to get those tires dialed in. So, previous champion even said it. It's a challenge. So, regardless of your experience level, it is going to be a pain to try to get the grip coming off the corner for the first few laps. So we'll see how that plays out, how that affects everybody. But right now, Rick, we got the whole field stacked back up, 30 cars on the lead lap. It's going to be a fun one. We're already 22 out of the scheduled 160 away here. Going to make a little note for everybody. Some cars came down on lap 20. So we'll see how that plays out with some pit strategy. But right now, your front runners have stayed the same.
They certainly have. And we thank you again for tuning in here. We're about to go back to green flag racing. This is brought to you by the IWM Broadcast Network, and please like and follow whatever social media platform you are using to watch.
Absolutely. Here we go. Green flag racing again back at Texas. Blake wasted no time getting that restart off, and his 1111 Veteran Project teammates are all right there behind him. So we'll see how this goes. You have a car a little bit wide going into turn 2. A lot of cars wide right there in the corner. Some taking a high line, some taking a low line. You have a lot of battling going on in the back as well. You have a cluster of cars right there. That is going to be something to watch. Oh, you see a little bit of contact there as we have cars almost going 3 wide. Oh, Jacob Walker again is sideways.
A little early. If you haven't practiced this track all week, this is a tough way to say hello to Texas.
yeah, it is. Especially with how these guys are getting loose. It's not even one car. It's not even 2 cars. It's a lot of these guys. Oh God, we're wrecking on the front stretch. Big wreck on the front. Big wreck on the front, Rick. Actually, that was a 2-car incident. It looked like it was going to be a catastrophe. Tyler Peebles looked like he got loose and he stuck. Rick, that's the first time I can say I've ever seen a car get stuck in the grass here on iRacing.
Wow.
I had to retire.
He had the toe.
Wow. So let's go back and take a look at that. It looks like he got loose off of turn 4 and maybe got clipped. Oh! Yeah, it was a car in front of him. It's a 43 car. Andrew Surwick.
Yeah, it's Andrew Surwick. Let's back that up just a little bit. See what happened to Andrew.
I think it was what we were talking about, Rick. It's just off the corner.
Oh.
But look at this. Look at the job that these guys did. Just fantastic job of everybody avoiding the car, basically cutting off a lane in the middle of the track. So phenomenal driving by these guys to avoid Tyler Peebles there, but unfortunate there for that number 75 machine, because that's going to be a hefty tow around the Texas Motor Speedway. But we have pit stops right now.
Well,
never mind. No, we don't. And maybe we do. We have some takers going on. A little mid-pack. Got 2 guys going down right now.
Yeah, there's about four guys on pit road, 5 cars on pit road now.
Yeah, some of those guys, I believe.
Yeah, getting some repairs done from earlier incidents.
Yeah, I do see that right now.
So here we are, lap 27. This is the IWM, the iRacing Warrior Motorsports Texas 240. It is brought to you by EPI and U-Haul, as well as the 1111 Project.
As well as hashtag Jimmy Strong. You see that banner in the top right-hand corner of our screen. So representing Jimmy there with that banner. So Rick, it's definitely been an interesting race. We're third caution in. We're averaging what we have sometime averaged here in the IWM Cup Series, a caution every 10 laps, and we see that at the beginning of these events, and typically it does iron itself out. Typically, we have those early cautions. We have that green flag run in the end is typically a great finish. So I expect this to get corrected. And we'll see what happens. We'll see who's moving to the front right now. Some of the biggest movers right now, you have Sean Shootman there going from 30th up to 12th. You have Paul Ballenstein going from 24th up to 10th. Same thing with Matt McComas, 23rd up to 11th. That's funny, 23-11. You have Hermaz Castro. He has moved up about 21 positions to the 7th spot, all the way up from 28th. So phenomenal run by that driver right there, a new name to this league. And so some of the earlier dropouts, you have Tyler Peebles, who is now 2 laps down. He is all the way in 33rd. You have Ryan Pittman, 2 laps down. He is all the way in 32nd. So right now we have movers going all over the track. You have a lot of cars going everywhere. A lot of people moving up to the front, but your front 3 have been pretty consistent this entire race. Blake Giglio, Christopher Howell, and Joey Doucette all starting first, 4th, and 2nd. Now 1st, 2nd, and 3rd.
All right, it's good to see these new faces up here in the top 10 or the top 15. So looking forward to hopefully another organized restart. Blake will be your control car. We'll see how that shakes out with those 11 cars all pretty much up front. They will control the start of this restart.
Oh yeah, I mean it's going to be they'll definitely control it for sure, and it'll be interesting to see what happens in the back of the field, mid pack. I'm looking at specifically looking at Sean Shootman there. I'm looking at Paul Ballenstein. He's made his way up from 24th. Even Hermaz Castro, I'm looking at him. Looking to have a strong run tonight, all the way up, 28 or 21 spots. Just phenomenal movement on the night. So we'll see how these guys fare out. There's Harley Barletta out of Rochester, New York. Harley Barletta started 15th. My bad, started 29th. He's all the way up to 15th right now. So he started from the back, looking to make his way up to the front. Dave Sharon there, he started in 35th all the way up to 19th, so having a good run as well. Same thing with David Watts. He is up from 36th up to 20th. So a lot of these guys making big moves tonight right now. So we'll see how this plays out. And we are approaching lap 30 of 160.
All right, so we are coming out of the turn 3 and coming down to get this race restarted. They're right about to enter turn 4. So 130 laps to go. We've got 29 in the books, and we're about to go back to green flag racing.
See Blake there warming up his tires just a little bit, trying to whip tire temperatures up a little bit before he hits that restart zone. He's in the restart zone. He's off. 97 is off. We are green flag racing again, and we're 3 wide. Whoa, big. Whoa, it looked like we were 3 wide for a second there. That was the 49 machine of Google A sailing it. It looked like we were 3 wide, but I'm not sure. But we are actually 3 wide. We have a car on the wall in turn 1 and 2. I believe that is the 3 machine of Luke Bullard there. I think he was blinking, Rick. Up, and there he goes. So right now he is blinking for sure. So looking up here, back up to the leader, 97 has checked out.
Yeah, he's got a fairly substantial lead over second place Christopher Howell.
You got to think about this. These leaders have not pit yet, so you have a lot of guys in this front pack that still need to come down pit road.
Top 10 have not pitted.
And there's Castro moving all the way up to P5 right now, so he is making moves in that number 25 machine. All the way up. 28th.
He is certainly about to give those 11-11 guys a challenge here as he's worked his way up the field 23 places, up starting in 28th and now up to 5th.
And we have a caution. It looks like a wreck. I believe it could have been in coming off turn 2.
Yeah, I think that was Freddie Durstock and Tyler Peebles. Let's jump back and see what we see here. Oh yeah, so let's get a different angle, see if we can better shot of that.
Yep, he just had 5 had nowhere to go. He was just sliding. Same thing with 75. I mean, it doesn't look like those guys have too much damage, but definitely the 5 of Durstock there got loose, and the 75 had nowhere to go. Oh, one taker down pit road. That is the 7 of Hedgecock. You have the 90 or 89 of Ballantine coming in. You have Feeney coming in. Couple takers right now on pit road, Rick.
Yep, we certainly see that. There's a lot of folks currently coming down pit lane. It's across the board. It's not just the, there's still a number of guys out who have not gone in. Blake has not gone in. Christopher Howell has not come down. Joey Doucette, Ramos Castro, John Ledger, Jacob Walker, Matt McComas, David Watts. All those guys have not had their first pit stop.
So we'll see how this affects the overall strategy of the race. But you have a lot of guys on a bunch of different strategies right now, and those front runners still are playing the long game. They're waiting to come down pit road, and they're doing what I think that I was talking about earlier in the pre-race was, if you can let these cautions come out and cut it from a 4-race stop, or I guess 30, 60, 90, 120, 150. Cut it from a 5-stop race to a 4-stop race. And I think that's what they're trying to do right now. And they may be able to do it. If this thing goes green past lap 1 or past lap 40, Rick, these guys should be good to go to the end.
Well, the only thing I'm concerned concerned for them to some extent is the fact that they're gambling on potentially having to come in with green flag pit stops, whereas everybody else has come in under caution. If you're going to come in under green flag, you run the risk, since we've had 35 laps and 4 cautions.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a risky play when it comes to that, and we'll see who's able to have the bigger payoff here. Is it going to be the guys who come down now, or is it going to be the front runners who are going to play really the long game with this pitch strategy? But right now, looking at your top 5, you have Blake Giglio there, Christopher Howell, Joey Doucette, you have Castro there in P4, and Ledger in P5. Evan Amick has made his way up to P6. Blanchard is in P7. Barletta has made his way all the way up to P8. Matt McComas in the 9th position. And Marco Berube rounds out your top 10.
Well, and interestingly enough, if you just look at these top 10 drivers, Hermas Castro's improved his position by 24 spots over qualifying. Evan Amick up 16 spots. Chris Blanchard up 10. Harley Barletta 21. Matt McComas 14. And Marco Berube 15. So definitely a huge change from where these folks qualified, and they've made great strides to get up there now. Really, Evan Amick, Chris Blanchard, and Harley Barletta, they all pitted on lap 19. Matt McComas is on the same schedule as the leaders. He has not pitted yet. Marco Berube pitted on lap 26. So there's a lot of strategies playing out here. We're definitely off cycle on pit stops. So.
Yeah, I mean, we have guys on lap 20 that came down. We have guys on lap 34. I mean, it's going to be an interesting race, because if you came down pit road on lap 20, you're pitting at lap 50, you're pitting in lap 80, you're pitting at lap 110, you're pitting in lap 140. and you're essentially trying to go the rest of the way from lap 140. So we'll see how that works out here in the race. And basically, you have 3 different strategies going on at this current moment with all these guys. You have the guys that are still out there, the guys that pit on lap 20, and the guys that pit on lap 34. So, you know, it's definitely going to be close for the guys that pit on lap 34 because they'll be 6 laps short when they come in for their final stop on lap 124. So we'll see how this plays out with all these drivers now. Still 28 cars on the lead lap. A lot of racing to be done and a lot of action still to be here, covered by the IWM Broadcast Network, brought to you by U-Haul, 1111 Veteran Project, as well as Elite Performance Industries, as well as hashtag Jimmy Strong. So, Rick, about to go green flag racing again for the 5th time, I guess, our 5th restart.
We'll watch
fourth
Blake
restart.
as he's our control car, and there we go. We're underway back here at Texas. He wasted no time in jumping out front.
No, and it's just such an advantage. You know, we talk about that every race, and oh, we have a car in the grass. Don't know who that was. They may have corrected it, but oh, yeah, it looks like they're okay. Don't know who that was, dropped down, but you have a lot of cars going a lot of different places. Some 3-wide action right there.
4 wide.
Yeah, a lot of action going on right now on track.
It's pretty dicey back there at the end of the. All right, so we're back on board with our leader. That's Blake Giglio showing us the way around. He's got nearly a full second lead over second place Christopher Howell, and you can see that there's a lot of guys jockeying for positions as they work their way up through the track. And
yeah,
look at that.
and
Carlos Castro is now in 3rd.
Yeah, he is not playing around tonight. Castro is doing some phenomenal things on the track that he's shaking up these guys right now. I mean, he's putting the pressure on our reigning champion, Christopher Howell. Oh, we have a car in 3 and 4, 1 and 2. May have been the 89 machine of Paul Valenstein there. Need to go back and take a look at that.
Yeah, we'll go back and try and focus on Paul. Looks.
Oh, we have a car stopped on the backstretch. Very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. Don't know who that was. They removed himself.
Possibly Jeff Nini was involved in something.
Oh!
Oh!
14 just came right down. Didn't expect the 1. But that was way before the. I mean, that just flat out.
That was under caution.
Yeah, that just flat out sucks there for Jeff. Let's see what happened. You can see the smoke right there. I can see the tire tracks as well.
Oh.
Yeah, that's just done.
That's unfortunate. So, go back.
We do have the. Yeah, the leaders are coming down pit road.
They are.
Yeah, so I wonder what happened to the other wreck, because it was definitely some other drivers that we were not able to see. But right now, your current leaders are on pit road. That's Blake. There's Christopher Howell, the other 1111 Project drivers as well, coming down pit road. And notice they're all together right there. So my guess is, whoa, Christopher Howell may have a little bit of a quicker stop. But I believe that he'll be able to get the run off pit road. Here's some other guys coming down. That is the 25 machine that just beat Blake off of pit road. What a phenomenal run, I believe. Was that Blake that beat him off pit road?
I think that was...
or, my bad, Castro, rather.
That was Castro, I believe, yes.
Yeah, Castro was able to... But is that Castro? Oh, no. We may have a pit exit penalty for Castro right there, Rick.
Well, that's unfortunate.
It looked like he was up in the high side before He was before the commitment cone.
I go back and see if we can grab an image of that.
I may be wrong. I may be capturing the wrong car because there's quite a few cars that look very similar to that red car. Yeah, that wasn't the 25 that was able to get off of pit road before Blake. That was a 54 machine. Okay. Yeah, so basically those two cars look very similar. They're almost like inverted paint schemes.
That's correct.
That's why that's why I thought it was a 25, but it looks like 25 of Castro should be good.
So with the leaders going in, that's kind of shaken up a bit of our top car. So you've got Chris Blanchard that's sitting in the top position, and he'll be our control car on the restart. And Harley Barletta, Marco Berube up front, Andrew Serwick, Evan Amick, Jonathan Woods. That is right now. That's your top 10.
So this is definitely going to play a major role in how this plays out, because this is the strategy point. Lap 40. That was the pit stop that I was curious about if they were able to get to that point, and they did. So lap 40 is the new strategy. So we'll see how this plays out with guys that came down on pit road on lap 34, on lap 20. We'll see, because we have not had one green flag stop yet. As the lights turn off on the pace car, we're about to go green. Rick, I think this race could really open up for anybody at this point due to the strategy game.
Well, now you're going to have guys who are running at the front back there in 15th, 16th, and 17th, working their way back up through traffic with guys that they have not run with. So that's going to be very interesting. The unfortunate opportunity is to try and make it back up to the front as cleanly as you possibly can. They've got fresh tires and should be interesting.
And I'm doing some calculations right now, Rick. So for the guys that came down pit road on lap 20, they still have to make 4 stops. For the guys that came down on lap 34, they have to make 4 stops. For the guys that just came down on lap 40, they would be running out of gas as they come to the checkered flag. They have 4 stops. So we'll see if this pitch strategy is going to work out for those 11-11 veteran project drivers. But right now, you have the other 11-11 driver right there up on the high side, Harley Barletta, being led by Christopher Blanchard in the 4 car as the control car as we make their way pace car down pit road. And we are green flag racing again here in Texas.
Harley did not really stay up there and challenge him with that.
No, we also had a 3-wide battle. Don't know if the number 97 is going to get a black flag, but it looked like he passed the 52 before the start-finish line. Have to go back and take a look at that one. But very interesting restart to see the cars getting loose already.
That's the 97 of Blake Giglio back here as he's coming up on top of Paul Ballenstein. Make his way back up. Those guys will be faster. They've got fresh tires. Back up front, that's Chris Blanchard running in first place, and Marco Berube is in second, and Harley Barletta is showing in third.
Out of those drivers that just came down pit road, Rick, the 25, Hermes Castro, has made his way up to P12. So he is ahead of all these other drivers that did come down pit road right there, ahead of Howell, ahead of Doucette. So we'll see how this is going to play out. He's looking at the outside there.
He's right there with Blake Giglio.
Yeah, so I mean, he is just wearing the right side of that car out for Blake. I mean, I think that 25 is going to get a run here. See what he's able to do off the corner. He is one of the fastest cars on the track right now.
There with Blake, and there's going past Ty Boston or Jonathan Woods in the 2.
Yep, there's 3 wide coming off the turn 2, yep. And we've seen this not work very much.
It has not been a good recipe.
And there he goes to the outside of the 2 car, Jonathan Woods.
Well, again, we're seeing these guys who are at the front of the pack. They're weaving their way back up through the field. Blake is already back up to 8th, and Hermas Castro is currently showing in 11th.
Yeah, Blake's making a move right there on the 73 machine of Feeney as he slides up the track just slightly. They're going to battle off of turn 4 here. Mark not going to give up that position.
It's Evan Amick currently running ahead of Blake.
Yep, there goes the 97 again.
Well, with fresher tires, it's a lot easier to get past, for sure.
Yeah, the thing now is you don't want to use up too much of those tires.
All right, he's right on the rear deck lid of Andrew Serwick in the 43. That's Blake, and that's Evan Amick in the 77.
Here comes the 97 again. We have a battle for Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I would say we had a little bit of a battle for second place right there between Jack Hedgecock and Harley Barletta.
Jack Hedgecock has moved past Harley Barletta and is now showing in P2. He is running a slightly faster lap than Chris Blanchard. Interestingly enough, Jack's pitted last.
Whoa, save it. There you go.
So Chris Blanchard pitted last on lap 19, Harley Barletta on lap 19. Jack Hedgecock pitted on lap 33. So, and then look behind, you've got Blake right on his tail.
Yeah, those tires are going to be really screaming there for the 7 car after that one. He was dodging and weaving as he is now behind Harley Barletta right there. So you could see
you've got a lap car. The 54 has kind of moved his way back through the field. They worked their way around him, and now you've got a challenge for the lead.
I believe that's just a challenge for second place.
That's correct.
He is all over the back bumper of Jack Hedgecock right there. And that is Blake Giglio all the way back up to P2 if he's able to keep that car on the bottom side. Which 7's going to battle back. Not going to give him too much. Oh, close racing there.
So Chris Blanchard is currently showing in the lead. He pitted last on lap 19. Second place is now Blake Giglio, and he is about a second and a half behind. The lap times are significant. Blake's running definitely a slightly faster lap than what we're seeing with Chris Blanchard.
Yep, that is correct.
So we thank you for tuning in. We're currently showing this is lap 55 of 160 laps here at the iRacing Warrior Motorsports Texas 240. We appreciate you spending your Wednesday night with us here each and every week. We feature the iRacing Warrior Motorsports Cup Series. This is week 3 of 24 races. We're hoping that you can join us each week. This series is brought to you by their sponsors of EPI and U-Haul, and they were saying we're focusing on the Jimmy Strong, hashtag Jimmy Strong. That's a childhood cancer awareness month. So if you're inclined, you can reach out and you can Google that hashtag and see what it's all about. Also, you're brought to you by the 1111 Project. You'll see some cars with that logo. They're running up front right now with these guys. That's Blake Giglio currently showing you that logo with his car.
And on cue, takes the lead.
And on cue, there he is. So,
yes, we appreciate everybody, all the sponsors, and everybody watching. And it would mean a great deal to check out any of those sponsors that we have, as they all are very important to the iRacing Warriors Motorsports and to the greater community. So check those out. Looking on board right now at Mr. Blake. He is back up to the front. Yeah, and don't look too far behind him. You have his teammate Christopher Howell is on the prowl. He has made his way all the way back up to P2 right now with those fresh tires. So look for him to have a strong run. You have Hermes Castro all the way up to 5th. You see him right there in that red car. He's looking to have a strong run as these guys have fresher tires. And they are able to move these guys out of their way here tonight at Texas.
Finishing lap 60 of 160 scheduled laps here at Texas. Blake Giglio is showing us the way around. I'm going to run back through the field a bit here and just see what we can see what's happening in different battles, because it's not always about what's happening up front. We'll just drop back and look back in 10th spot. That's Jacob Walker. Back here in 10th. Back in 15th is the 89 of Paul Valenstein.
Yep, battling for that 15th spot right there. Looking to have a good run for him tonight.
Back in 20th is Jerry Batto in the 34. And we'll jump back to Eric Olvia. Next back here in 24th. It's followed by Matt McComas in 25th in that number 10 iRacing Warrior Motorsports paint scheme.
Yep, and he is the last car. Yep, they're saying the same thing I was going to say.
Yep, so...
last car on the lead lap.
That is correct.
Now, if I heard some things correctly, it looks like we may have some takers down pit road, specifically Harley Barletta there, Rick.
Yeah, we do see Harley Barletta. He's coming down pit road. So I'm guessing the guys who pitted last on lap 19, that may have just been Harley. He may have been the last. Well, Chris Blanchard also is probably coming down, I'm assuming, soon. He also pitted last on lap 19, as well as Jonathan Wood. So I expect to see those guys to also be making their way down pit road.
Yep, so that round of drivers that came down on lap 64 There's one of them right there with Harley Barletta. We'll see how this plays out. You're going to have a lot of cars on a lot of different strategies, Rick. It's going to be basically 3 different strategies right now with all these drivers. So got to pay attention to Harley, see how he runs here, pitting on lap 64 with 95 to go.
All right, that's Blake Giglio, who's currently still showing the way. He's coming up to some lap traffic. That's the 52 of Eric Olva. I guess Eric may be the last car on the lead lap.
Yeah, he is, and he's looking to stay on the lead lap and not really challenge that leader very much. There's Matt McComas.
Matt's going a lap down.
Looks like the 77 is coming down pit road. The 4 of Chris Blanchard's coming down pit road. A lot of takers down pit road next time, Rick.
Well, and that's a pretty good example. Those guys last pitted on lap 19. Chris Blanchard and Evan Amick. Those were the guys that stayed out there the longest. There's still one more. That's Jonathan Woods. I expect to see him on pit road as well. He did pit last on lap 19. He would be the old, and here he comes.
Yep, there he comes in the 2. So here's where it's going to get pretty interesting for these guys. We'll see how this all phases out, as your leader is still Blake Giglio, still at the point, followed by Christopher Howell and Hermes Castro there in P3.
Well, as our leaders are kind of making their way and navigating through lap traffic, those cars on the lead lap is beginning to maneuver.
Yep, all the way to 19 cars. Now, you got to remember, you're going to have Christopher Blanchard. He's going to get his lap back. Eric Olva more than likely should get, depending on how he falls within Matt McComas, should get his lap back.
Blake
A little loose there.
Yeah, a little squirrely coming out of 2.
Harley Barletta should get his lap back. All these guys came down pit road. So with a caution or with some green flag stops, they could get back on the lead lap. But I got to say, it's definitely dangerous waters that they're playing in because of the fact of how many cautions we have had so far. So we'll see if that plays a role in how this race plays out. Looks like you have more takers coming on pit road. That's Kublai sailing there. You have the 34 machine.
Jerry Bato, Eric Olva. Kublai is now coming down pit road. I'm expecting that we'll see the guys who pitted last on lap 33, which is Jack Hedscock, Sean Shootman. Marco Burby should be as well. He should be the next guy out. He pitted last on lap 26 along with Ty Boston. So this is just about that time. We'll begin to see those who pitted last on lap 26 and last on lap 33 begin to hit the end of their definitely at the bottom of their tank and need to come back in.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to happen as we're now down to 14 cars on the lead lap. Your last car on the lead lap is David P. Sharon. So we'll see how this plays out for the rest of these drivers. Looks like, I believe, Ty Bostic is coming down pit road.
And Mark Feeney. 73 of Mark Feeney now on pit road.
So those are
Andrew Serwick.
Man, Blake wrecked. The leader is wrecked off of turn 2, Rick.
Caution's out for the 6th time here at Texas. Let's go back and see what happened. He was already struggling a bit. We saw him a little loose.
Yeah, he just simply got really low and got loose. You can already see him sliding right there on the screen, and he just tried to correct it and just had nowhere to go. right in front of the camera. Wow, what a shot. Fortunately, nobody else got into him.
Let's run that back at full speed, and maybe we can jump in the. We'll see if we can see from the cockpit what Blake actually saw.
Yeah, I mean, he was loose. It looked like from mid out. I mean, from apex out, he was already sideways.
Run this back at live.
Yeah, right there you can already see it's already getting sideways out of shape. Oh, hard hit.
Well, the good news is that he didn't get hit by anybody else. No one else was involved in that little incident.
No, and it's gonna be interesting now because you may have a ton of cars a lap down, Rick, because of this. Oh, Blake getting hot. He was hot on pit road there, and that car is all out of shape. And he jumped his box. Oh, he's gone. Now he's back. Did he tow?
I think he towed.
Oh no, that. Oh man, Rick, that could be the end of the race for Blake.
Yep, that's going to be a 2 to 3 minute delay in getting back. And he may have had a black flag for speeding on pit road. I'm not sure. It just seemed a little hot as he came on. We'll have to see. I'm sure he's not happy with himself. It looked like he was just, the car just lost.
Yeah, no, he definitely just lost it.
All right, so that sets up a new round, and we'll see where we're at with the current strategy. So right now, your new leader is shows us Christopher Howell.
Yep, that is correct. Christopher Howell is your leader here. And we're back to 17 cars on the lead lap with 85 to go at the IWM Texas 240, brought to you by the 1111 Project, U-Haul, hashtag Jimmy Strong, and Elite Performance Industries. So it's been an eventful race, and that's a very uncharacteristic move there for Blake. But it's a very unfortunate move because he towed. So that's going to be one more spot that these drivers can make up now that Blake had those issues. So who can capitalize on it? You hate to see a driver like that have an issue, but what this does is it creates opportunity for somebody else to hop in and potentially get a win here. Look at Joey Doucette running up there. He could get another win. Look at Hermes Castro. Look at Jack Hitchcock. Look at Ledger, Walker. Ton of drivers here tonight that could get their first win.
Freddie Durstock is currently sitting in 7th position.
Yes, he is. That could be a great run for him. He's had some issues earlier in the race, and he's looking like he could be a strong contender as well as he's made his way back up. So we'll see how this plays out, and we'll see how the racing resumes, as it looks like we may be getting one to go this time by.
All right, so as the field begins to form up, we should see some guys get the wave around.
Yep, and that will be a lot of cars right there. So a lot of guys are going to get their lap back, which is expected, which is a good thing because, we like seeing lead lap cars here on the IWM Broadcast Network and at the IWM Cup Series. So right now, your top 10 as they stand: Christopher Howell, Hermes Castro in P2, Joey Doucette in 3rd, Hedgecock's in 4th, John Ledger in 5th, Walker in 6th, Freddie Durstock in 7th, Pittman 8th, Barletta 9th, and rounding out your top 10, David P. Sharon.
All right, so the lights are off on our pace car. We're expecting to go back to green here. Christopher Howell will be your control car. He's got his teammate right behind him. That's Joey Doucette. Hermas Castro is on the outside with Jack Hedgecox behind him. Both new drivers here in the IWM series. This car is dropped off. And we are
Green flag racing, and we're 3 wide though. Oh, somebody jumped the start. Don't know who that was, but that was a jump start for sure. Couldn't tell. A lot of cars going all over the place. You have Freddie Durstock going high. You have Walker going low. And you have a battle for the lead. You have a block right now by Christopher Howell and his teammate there. But that's going to leave the door open for the 25 of Castro. Let's see if he can capitalize on this move. He is now up to P2, Rick, all the way up from 28th.
That was a great move. He certainly had an opportunity, and he certainly took it.
Oh, he clipped the apron. He clipped the apron, but it still actually kind of helped him out a little bit. He got a run off the... Three wild cars, kind of sideways. You got somebody in the Durstock there. They're able to keep it straight, but let's keep that battle up to the front. Sorry, Rick. They're side by side for the lead. Hermas Castro led that lap all the way up from 28th on the grid, battling Christopher Howell here tonight on the high side, and he is going to take the position away.
Oh!
I know what he's doing. He's trying not to let him draft.
He certainly took that away from him for sure.
And he is driving away there, Rick. 25, new Hermas Castro.
This is lap 81. We are just past halfway here at the IWM Texas 240. Our leader is Hermas Castro, a new name to the league, not a new name to iRacing. He is taking that position away from Christopher Howell, who is currently in second, with his teammate Joey Doucette currently in third, and John Ledger in fourth. So lap 83 of 160, Hermas Castro continues to show us the way. Christopher Howell in second, Joey Doucette in third, and John Ledger in fourth.
Yep, Jacob Walker has made his way up to P5, Hedgecox in sixth, Freddie Durstock in P7, Pittman in eighth, Blanchard in ninth, and Harley Barletta in 10th. Now you have a battle right there between Mark Feeney and Freddie Durstock. Oh, Freddie a little high there.
And, oh,
uh-oh, Freddie's in the wall.
No. Close. That looks to be his car is pushing a little bit.
Oh, big wreck.
Yep, and we caught it. That's the 10 of Matt McComas.
Man, that was a hard hit, Rick.
That was hard hit. There's a lot of damage on that 10. That brings out the caution. We can go back and look at that. That is going to leave a mark. See the damage on that. Oh my gosh.
Oh, I think did he push?
It looks like he pushed right up into 9 car. Let's take that. He's holding his line good. He's right there on the seam, begins to drift up a bit, continuing to drift up. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's a little bit of a. I don't even know if would you call that net code, Rick? I mean, both the. I mean, not even net code, but like reverse net code.
Well, the
I mean, you could
nine's coming.
see.
He's just. It's like they're both looking for the same space.
Yep, and I mean, this was just a hard hit right here.
Yeah, they both got significant damage on those vehicles.
Yep, that right front toe link is definitely broken for the 10 car. Oh!
Damage of the 9 in the wall as other cars work to avoid the carnage between the 9 and the 10. So that 9 was that's Dave Sharon, who's also involved in currently on pit road. So let's go back to live and then we'll see where we're at. So a number of takers on pit road. Dave B. Sharon came down. Evan Amick, Kublai came down. Eric Oliva was also on pit road, but they're all now making their way back up.
Yep, and we only have 16 cars on the lead lap, so a lot of those front runners early on are now 1 lap down. Tyler Peebles still 1 lap down. Marco Berube still 1 lap down. Sean Schubin, Mike Slatker, Mark Feeney, all 1 lap down here tonight. And we'll see how this plays out because those drivers are just looking for cautions right now. But these front runners, it looks like the 25 seems to be the fastest car on the track. I mean, he gridded 28th. I mean, just a phenomenal run. Didn't even qualify and has made his way all the way up to first, ahead of your reigning champion. We'll see how that plays out. Or can that reigning champion come in and maybe put a little prowl on that number 25 machine? We'll see what Mr. Howell can do. Or the previous winner, you have Joey Doucette right there. So you have a dynamic storyline developing between those 3 drivers. You have the new kid on the block, if you want to say that, for the IWM Cup Series. You have the reigning champion, and you have the previous winner of last week's race, all battling for the lead.
So the top 8 cars have all come into the pits on lap 74. They've got about 14, really about 10 laps under green flag conditions at best. So don't expect to see them down before, I'm guessing, probably another 25 laps, maybe?
Yeah, maybe 20, 25 laps. So I'm expecting somewhere around lap 110.
Yep,
110, 105, 110, so somewhere around that number there. So we'll see how that plays out, which if you do pit on lap 110 and you pit on lap 140, you are good to go to the end of the race. So we'll see how this plays out for some of these drivers here tonight. But right now, it looks like we may be getting the 1 to go sign from the flagman.
Looks that way, so we're beginning to see the field kind of forming back up. Brad Previtt and 91 have dropped back onto pit road, maybe for some additional repairs or some hopping off for fuel.
Yeah, something there for that machine. We'll see how that goes.
So your control car will be Hermas Castro in the 25. He will basically be in charge of how this restart goes. I'm not really sure who his teammates. Hermas is part of the Owl's Nest Racing. That's the David and Dave Sharon and Jerry Batto and Marco Berube. I don't think any of those guys are up there with him. So he has got himself surrounded. He is completely wrapped up with the 1111 cars. And I'm not sure any of those are going to be his best friend.
Probably not. We have a comment on YouTube. Bobby Gibson, come on, Ty and Evan. I done used all my tires. No reason for me to get back out there. Sorry, Bobby, that you used up all your tires, but you're cheering on Evan there and Ty. So he's watching along. Love to see that. Drivers hanging out even after They're out of the race. In the Geico Restart zone, we are off. Castro is off in the lead.
He took
Down
that,
into turn 1 we go.
Yeah, he took that opportunity. There was no reason for him to wait until the rest of the guys behind him formed up. That was a wise and smart move on his play to jump out ahead, get as big of a gap between himself and those 11 drivers behind him, and they're gonna form up pretty good. That's Joey Doucette, who's jumped out into second. He's battling Christopher Howell, his teammate, there for P3 and P2.
Yep, that is the hottest battle on the track right now between those two teammates. We'll see how that plays out tonight as we have some more battles going on a little bit further on back. You see the number 2 machine back there. He's battling alongside Freddie Durstock there. And you have the other 1111 Project driver right there. I believe that's a 21, that's an 81 of Harley Barletta. So Harley is looking to get back into the mix of things after his accident there. And then you see Kublai Salen going 3 wide, or was going to go 3 wide. He took the middle line there, trying to get around that 22 machine of Ty Bostic for P10.
Still a lot of action back at the rear of the field. Every position counts. This is a league race, and so it's not about where you finish today, it's where you wind up at the end. So every position matters as these drivers begin to accumulate points for their finishing position. So most of these guys are staying in and hoping to be successful.
Yes, I agree. Michael Carpenter says over you, Ledger buying a lottery ticket. Possibly. We'll see what he does. I mean, he's been fairly lucky here. Lucky as in skillfully lucky here tonight at Texas. But looking on board right now, he is right under the bumper there of his teammate of Christopher Howell there. Now looking a little ahead, you see that gap closing between the 25 car and the 11 car of Joey Doucette or Hermes Castro and Joey Doucette. So we'll see how this is going to play out. Right now, you obviously want clean air on the front nose of that car. You'll be able to get max grip and downforce. But looking right now, it's a pretty close battle because that 11 car has been able to close the gap ever so slightly.
Well, he's had, where we talked about earlier, where drafting doesn't play a huge factor here, but it is enough. There's a little bit, if you've got a teammate that can just give you a little bit of boost behind you, you can close that gap, and he certainly has. Joey Doucette has closed that gap and is right on the rear deck lid of Castro.
And he was able to turn the corner very well, so his middle on out seems to be his strong suit right now, which is what you want for straight line speed. You want to be able to get that car tethered up there for the straightaway, and he's able to do that. And right now we have a 5-car pack between Castro, Doucette, Howell, Ledger, and Hedgecox right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, as I say that, Doucette gets a little loose.
Yeah, they've got a little bit of a gap between the 6th through 10th guys.
See a battle for 5th forming up. You see the 7-car trying to go around John.
It's Harley Barletta trying to make it around, and he does. And that's Kublai, could have finished filling in behind him, who has made his way up. Harley Barletta has picked up 23 spots. We've had there was an incident, but it did not come out. That was an incident with Eric Nova. He had an incident, but he quickly jumped into the pits and saved the race from having a caution come out. So.
Yep, smart move. Very smart. What's the word I'm thinking of? Sportsmanship. Good sportsmanship there. And we have a pass for the lead, Rick. The 11 car looking to the bottom side of the 25. 25 shut the door on him. we'll see how this plays out going to turn 3. But here comes Joey Doucette, last week's winner.
He's trying everything he can to get around this 25 of Hermas.
Oh, yep, and they're getting each other loose right there. And here comes the reigning champion, Christopher Howell, to the bottom side of his teammate. Slides up just slightly, but he's able to possibly complete the pass. He does complete the pass. Move Christopher Howell up to P2.
This battle continues to shape up. These 11-11 drivers are wanting to get past this newcomer of Hermas Castro, who has taken over. Now we're swapping that position. It's Doucette who takes back over that second position with 7 car of Hedgecock. Also a new name here at IWM. So now you've got 11-11 cars in second, in fourth, in fifth, in sixth.
Yeah, they are looking to put a stranglehold on the field, but they are getting passed up by some other drivers right now. Side by side, you have Doucette and Hedgecock.
These drivers on approximately the same pit strategy here, so they all pitted around lap 74. So Harley Barletta and Kublai were in at 85. Just a little FYI as this begins to unspool here. I'm expecting that we will begin to see potentially some stops. If the yellow doesn't come out, green flag stops will occur somewhere around lap 110.
Yeah, that's what I'm predicting, between 107 and 112. That is my window. Where we will see some green flag stops.
The car that was last is our number. We pitted the earliest. Oh, there's a caution. There we go. So Brad Previtt, Jeff Nini, David Watts, Freddie Durstock. That's going to be a pretty big event. Let's jump back and see what we see. I'm expecting that we will see a lot of these leaders come down pit road. All right, let's just kind of let this run through and we'll see what we can see here.
So Brad Previtt's up on the high line. He gets loose. Freddie gets loose. Freddie comes back up the track, I believe.
Try to jump in with where Freddie Durstock is. Yep, that's. So Freddie sees the car spinning. He tries to avoid a little bit too much.
Oh! Very hard hits. Oh, and the 54 there too as well.
Oh, and the
47.
It's a lot of carnage here at the back. So while we've been bringing you that we've got a lot of takers here on pit road. Pretty much everybody.
And Castro was able to lead them off.
All right, that's lap 104, so they came in at lap 103. So we will have a few drivers that will get their lap back. This all shakes out. We'll see how this all plays out. But here we are. This is our 8th caution of the evening. This is lap 104 of a scheduled 160. I'd like to thank you for tuning in. This is Rick Souza and John DeRudris with the IWM Broadcast Network. We're bringing you here the IWM, the iRacing Warrior Motorsports Texas 240 here on Tuesday night. This is their Cup Series, and it's every night here on, so I say Tuesday, Wednesday nights.
Yeah, it's Wednesday. Yeah.
On Wednesday nights here with the Cup race, and we're thankful you tuning in. And if you do get a chance, please click and subscribe to our YouTube or Facebook or Twitch channel, and we'll bring you this race every week here on Wednesday nights, and also on Tuesday nights you can find our Super Speedway league. That's the Super Speedway Kings every Tuesday nights. It's all Daytona, all Talladega, all the time. So thank you.
Yeah, if you're a Super Speedway fan, that is the league for you. I mean, it's a fun one to watch, Rick. You're up there broadcasting that one with Jeff, and then I'll be joining in the booth here in a couple weeks once I get done with my karting league. But that's a phenomenal league. If you like three-wide racing at Daytona, excitement all the time, got to check that out every Tuesday night here on the IWM Broadcast Network.
All right, so we are getting ourselves back underway here. We are still pacing here with Mr. Castro out front. I'm guessing that's the 14 of Slagter. Mike Slagter, he'll get the wave around as we go past the start finish. And he does. Be I guess the last car on the lead lap.
Yep, the last car on the lead lap is Mike Slatker. So
that means we had 16 cars on the lead lap here at Texas.
16 cars, 55 laps to go here tonight, and we had a couple good green flag runs here, Rick. So we'll see how this plays out for the rest of these drivers here tonight. We'll see if maybe somebody can knock off one of these top four that have, well, really the top two rather, or my bad, first and fourth, who have won obviously in this series. But Hermes Castro, new face, coming to the league. Same thing with Jack Hedgecock's a new face of the league as well. See if he can pull off a win. You have Jonathan Woods, Kublai Salen there. Jacob Walker, Ryan Pittman. All these guys can win tonight if something happens. But right now, to the point, is Hermes Castro.
Get going under at the start of the green flag, but certainly there was some drama there back in the 7th, 8th, and 9th position.
Yeah, well, unfortunate for those guys. Hate to see that going on. But Angelin, hey, how's it? He says, hey guys, good luck drivers. So glad you're tuning in, Angelin, as you do for a lot of our events. So thank you very much. I'm glad that you're a part of what we do here. So looking on board right now, we see a battle going on right there. You have Jacob Walker, you have Jonathan Woods, Kublai Salen there. You have the 19 machine as well. A lot of battling going on the track as we approach 52 laps to go here tonight. The laps are winding down for all of these drivers, but right now, Rick.
Oh, caution's out.
Oh, we have a wreck again. Believe that is going into 3, maybe coming off of 2. We'll have to see.
I think that was Jeff Nini. We'll go back and take a peek. Let's just double check and see what happened here.
Oh, got a little loose.
Yep, I think it's a single car accident, but we'll just let it play out.
Oh, he tried to save it. He got up against the wall, tried to save it, got into the bottom wall. Oh, just around. Just enough to cause the caution there, Rick.
Yep, that's unfortunate. So, all right, we'll go back to green flag. Well, we'll go back to the field. We are in our 9th caution of the evening on lap 109. We will have a few takers onto pit road. See, Ty Boston is coming down. Ty was in 13th position. Also, Mike Slagter. Mike got his lap back, and I'm sure he's coming back down to take tires and fuel. there are only two folks currently on pit road at this time. There are a few cars that are there making some extended repairs.
But out front, you still have Hermes Castro doing his thing out there now with Hedgecox in second. So 2 new faces to the IWM Cup Series, leading the event tonight. You know, Rick, I don't want to say this is reminiscent of the Cup Series, but it kind of is. You know, in the first 3 rounds of the playoffs, we've had 3 non-playoff drivers win. Could we see a new face to the IWM League win tonight and maybe knock off the powerhouse of Howell and Doucette and Barletta?
It's certainly possible, and certainly what we've seen so far, especially for the last 25 laps, is that the 25 car of Castro is a force to be reckoned with.
Yes, he is.
All right, so just to bring up the speed, we are at lap 110 of a scheduled 160 here at Texas. We've had a couple early retirees. We lost our leader, Blake Giglio, who was running a phenomenal race early on, but he had an issue and unfortunately wrecked his car back around lap 87. John, is that about the...
Yes, that is about correct. I would believe about 87 or 94, somewhere around that range.
Yep, so, but now we've got a whole new leader, and that's Hermes Castro. He's followed by Jack Hedgecox, both new names, and we're hoping to see some great things. The last so all these guys pitted around lap 103, so they pitted pretty much the entire field. The top 21 went in on either lap 103, lap 105, at least everybody on the lead lap. So that kind of reshapes our pit strategy and pit window. So if we assume the fact that we only went green for a couple laps there, so that's 105 plus 30, 135, so I guess between lap 135 and 140, we could see another round of pit stops, barring another caution. So we'll just play it by ear and see how it goes.
I realized, Rick, that my mic was off when I was talking, so that's unfortunate there. But I was going to say I agree. Yes, everything that you just said, I could not have said it better myself. I'm expecting some laps, green flag stops if this does stay green to the end, to come out about lap 140. That is what my mental calculator is telling me right now with the caution laps and with what we were getting on fuel mileage. So that is spot on, and we'll see who's able to prevail. And I think the best car on pit road will win the race tonight, whether that's going to be somebody in 5th, maybe 10th, maybe it's the leader, who knows. I think if we go green, stopping under green flag conditions and getting on pit road and getting out of pit road safely in the fastest amount of time, or in the quickest amount of time, is going to be your winner here tonight. But 112 complete, 49 to go, coming to 48 to go here. 9th caution about to be over with, as the pace car is about to drop down. There it goes, the virtual pace car. About to enter the restart zone here. Again, Castro out front, and he is off. Green flag racing here at Texas.
Kublai may have jumped that start a little bit, or I'm not really sure.
He didn't gain any positions, though, so I think he should be okay.
All right, 48 laps to go. We are watching our leader, Hermes Castro, currently showing us the lead with nearly a half a second lead over second place for 7 of Jack Hedgecox.
And you have some movers. You have Jacob Walker all the way up to P6. He's looking to go to the bottom side of Harley Barletta there for P5. Jacob Walker now on the move.
All right, we are back. One lap. That was a green flag lap. We're seeing a number of movers. That's Schoolboy battling right there. Showing in 7th. We're taking you back to see some of the other action as we're seeing a lot of folks begin to make some moves for positions.
Yes, they are. You see right there, Woods and Kalen there battling at it.
So the 14 tagged the wall a little bit back there.
Yeah, it looks like he should be able to be okay. A lot of side-by-side action, 2x2x2, as we approach 44 to go. Now Jacob Walker is on the back doorstep of Joey Doucette. Jacob Walker's a little loose.
He certainly made his way back up.
Yep, there is a good old Jacob from Arkansas. Paul Valenstein says, maybe one day I'll get to finish a race in a good position. You know, Paul, it happens to the best of us, and hopefully one day, you know, it'll around, man. We feel for you up here in the booth. So look forward to seeing you next week again, and having some better luck. So I'm gonna send some positive vibes your way, Mr. Paul, on that one. So good driver out there. So Paul's your guy. Make sure to tune in next week. I think he's having a good run. As we move on further on back to the field, you have the two there battling alongside the 81, then two teammates. You have John Ledger and Harley Barletta battling side by side. Riding on board with Mr. Ledger.
A bit farther back, you've got the 75 of Tyler Peebles and Evan Amick still in the hunt in the 77. Ty Bostic is back there too.
Yeah, don't forget Ty.
Mark Feeney in the 73 is back there as well. So I think we've got 20 cars currently on the lead lap. I could be mistaken.
Have 17.
17.
17 on the lead lap. Last lead lap car is David P. Sharon, as he's showing right there. Currently 13 seconds behind the leader as we speak.
So we'll run back up front. So Castro has extended his lead and has got nearly half a second over the second place car. Jackal, he's kind of narrowed that down, but they're doing well together, these two.
Yes, they are. And you see that gap closing between Hedgecox and Castro.
Will he make a move?
I think he will. 100% he makes a move. Just a matter of time, I believe.
Well, we are completing lap 123 of our 160. We should be looking for some green flag pit stops if this race continues under green around lap 135 and 140, somewhere in there, and that will be the last stop before we close this out. Most of these drivers pitted last on lap 103, so they should be coming up to be due in about 10 or 15 laps. Now, we're being a little optimistic here. We've had a number of cautions so far, but we're hoping. We'd like to see some green flag stops.
I think we will. I think we'll see quite a few green flag stops. And what I'm noticing, Rick, is when these cars get tucked behind each other, it not only loosens up the car in front, it loosens up the car tailing the front car as well. So very interesting. Typically, you only see this affect the front car because the wake is disturbed, and the car essentially behind takes the air off the car in front. And typically, if you're the car behind like Hitchcock's is right now, your car would actually tighten up, but it's actually the opposite. I've noticed that over the last couple of runs that we've had. So very interesting dynamic here. You know, with these new next-gen cars, the wakes are a lot more straightened out, and they are a lot more intentional due to that rear diffuser underneath the car that you can see right there underneath those two cars right there if you look right underneath those logos. And it's definitely producing some interesting handling conditions for these cars.
You definitely saw that Jack Hedgecock is certainly a little loose coming out of 2 and out of 4, and that is affecting his position. In fact, you saw him loose again, and that has caused the 88 of Christopher Howell to be able to catch up, and right now it's like he's going to make a move and get past him.
Let's see if his car is able to stick. Hedgecock has to run off the though.
We'll keep watching this battle for caution's back out.
I think that was Surwick.
Possibly Jacob Walker. They may be involved. Let's go back and take a look.
Oh, you could already see right there. Oh, blinked out and showed up backwards.
I think he had a connection issue, and then not sure.
Yeah, there it is again. He was blinking a little bit, but
yep.
Still, that would have caused a caution no matter what. So
yeah, he did stop on the track. So
yep. So this is going to be very interesting, Rick. 33 to go. You can make it on 30 laps on a tank, but can you make it beyond that? We'll have to find out. I assume all these guys come down pit road. You have to.
This is their last stop.
Yep, this will be the last stop. There goes Castro down into his pit box. There's Hedgecock's. There's Woods. There's the 1111 Project cars. And Hermes Castro is off.
Oh, he got beat.
By Kublai Kalen. Also got beat by the 7 car.
Wow. Very close.
Rick, are you able to see if some of those guys took 2 tires?
Yeah. It looks like Kublai had a 9.83 second pit stop. So if anything, he took only right side. Jack Hedgecock in the 7 and Hermes and Castro in the 25 both took 4 tires and fuel. So that's what allowed Kublai to jump out to the first position.
Well, I don't hate the call. It's just very bold with 30 laps to go.
Well,
I mean, we saw what Christopher Buescher did, you know, in the Cup Series. He was able to take those 2 right side tires and able to hold off everybody with 4. So we'll see how this plays out for the number 049 machine.
we shall see. And if you're watching, you're not imagining that. That is an Audi logo on that car. No, Audi has not made their way back into NASCAR, but he has found a way to wrap his car to look just like an Audi.
Yep, it looks pretty good. I got to say, I'm not that opposed to that. So we'll see. You know, they just didn't they just make their way into Formula One, or am I thinking of Porsche?
No, you are correct. Audi has announced that they will be as part of Formula One.
Yep. So that'll be cool to see. They're putting up their names with, you know, Ferrari and the Aston Martins and the Red Bull and the McLaren, all those guys. So very interesting to see. So pretty cool to see it on the track here with these Camaros and with these Mustangs and Camrys.
All right, so we are about to go back to green flag racing momentarily. We've got a new leader currently up on the in first place. That he's the control car. That is Kublai. Interestingly enough, as part of Apollo Racing Club, where Kublai is part of, you've also got the number 7 car of Jack Hedgecock.
That's going to be
a teammate.
Yep, so that's going to be an interesting dynamic as it unfolds, because you really have Castro just out on an island by himself. You have the 049 and 7 who are teammates. You have the 88 and the 11 who are teammates. And it's going to be interesting to see what that 25 is able to do here. Now, you know, it's not super speedway racing by any means, but it's still good to have your teammates around you.
So the lights are off on the pace car. That means we're about to go back to green flag racing here at lap 131 with 160 scheduled. It's now really interesting to watch just what Kublai does at the start finish, or at least in the restart zone, whether he chooses to go ahead and hold the field back to the start finish, or does he choose to take the advantage that he has as the control car to jump out in front?
I think you definitely jump out front here, especially with the track position advantage you just gained. You know, you're obviously not going to be as fast as those guys with fresh Goodyears on their four fresh Goodyears rather versus 2. So look for Kublai to have a big start here.
All right, we should see that pace car dropping off, and he does. And we'll keep our eye on that 049 as he's about to enter the restart zone. Green, green, green. He did at all.
No, not as big of a jump as I thought he was going to get.
Allow the 25 car to move right up there with him, and that cycled his teammate back a little bit farther. Oh, whoa!
Big block.
He saved it. But he's got lots of damage on that car.
Yeah, that right front toe link is completely broken. Let's hope he stays up there. He doesn't come back down the track.
He's trying to make his way back onto pit road. All right, let's go back up front with our leaders. Now that things have shaken up again, we've got the 88 of Christopher Howell has moved into first place.
Yes, he has, and this is getting intense out here, Rick. They're not cutting it back. As you saw right there, the 25 kept in it and was not about to be blocked. So that moves the 25 back to P4. But on the move right now, you have the 88 machine getting pressured by the 7. A little bit of contact there, I believe, was made, Rick.
Well, it just basically said, hey, I'm here. Don't forget about me. Some good hard racing between these two.
We got some race chatter going on, Rick. I don't know what's being said, but I can hear the first and second place driver are talking to each other. So we will see what unfolds between Christopher Howell and Jack Hedgecock here.
Well, hopefully they can leave it on the track, and we'll see how it goes. So
yeah, we'll see.
It's like Joey Doucette is moving up.
He is, and looking to the high side there. There goes the 25 machine. Hermes Castro up to P3. looking to get back to the lead.
He's trying to get around that 11-11 car.
He's there, still on the high side. Going to have that run coming off of turn 2. Got some drafting help with the 7 in front of him. Looks like he's able to just about clear that machine.
It's close.
It's close. 11's going to have the run off the corner. 24 laps to go here tonight at the IWM 240. Brought to you by the 1111 Project, U-Haul, Elite Performance Industries, and Jimmy Strong. Hashtag Jimmy Strong.
Tight battle up at the front.
Yes, there is. They are pushing hard right now. I could hear the throttle in there for the 88 machine. We're looking on board his machine right now. He is looking to stay in front to get his, I believe, his first win of the season. Previous champion here in the IWM Cup Season 1. He's looking to have a strong showing here in Season 2. With the new name, Hedgecock's right behind him, followed by Hermes Castro.
Oh, Hedgecock's, Castro, Doucette, and Ledger are your top 5. It's anybody's race.
It really is at this point. It's really going to be interesting to see how this plays out once these tires start to kick in here in about 3 or 4 laps. So we'll see what happens between these drivers as these conditions will get loose. Here comes the 7, looking to the inside of the 88. 88 shuts the door.
So the 7 is just looking for any opportunity he has to tuck his nose and to peek around that 88 car.
He is, but he hasn't been able to find a good window of opportunity to do so. He's trying to run a different line, trying to get some fresh air to the nose of that car. He's able to get it that time. He may have a run this time, Rick, as the 88 goes down to give him barely any room. Here's the 7. They are battling hard right now in 3 and 4. 88's not going to give up the room. 88's going to have the run off the corner, but you have side-by-side battle for the lead with 20 laps to go here at Texas.
So the 88 did come across just by a nose, but contact.
Yeah, a little contact there between those two drivers. That's going to give some room for the 11 and for the 25 machine.
So now your new leader is the 7 of Jack Hedgecock's. That little incident allowed him to really stretch out that space over Christopher Howell.
Yes, it did. With 19 to go, this is going to be interesting to see how this plays out for those two drivers because Hedgecock is now taking control of this race and pulling away.
Well, we can't lose sight of the fact that positions 2, 3, and 5 are all teammates.
That is a good point as well. So Hedgecock is the thorn in their side right now. Same thing with Castro. So those two drivers looking to upset the 88, the 25, as well as the 11 and the 19 rather. 25 is not affiliated with them, but we do have a caution on the track.
Ty Bostic may have been involved in an incident. Let's go back and take a peek at that.
And now things get interesting.
Yes, they do. But you've got tires. You come and you've got fuel, but you come back in for tires? I don't know.
It's going to be close. It's going to be close. With 17 to go, they've been running out for about 10 laps now. Those tires will start to fall off. There's Ty. Came a lawnmower for a second. Oh, wasn't able to save it. He tried.
Oh, hold that brake.
Whoa!
Oh, yep. Ty needs some new tires. What do you think?
I agree.
All right, let's go. Back to live action.
And we have the leaders coming down pit road. They are doing it. See, I can influence the race. No, I actually didn't say anything. I didn't tell them. I can't hear. They can't hear me. I can't hear them. So right now you have the 7 leading the rest of the field on, but you do have some people that did stay off pit road.
Harley Barletta, Mike Slagter, Andrew Surwick all stayed out, but and a few others that are further back in the pack, but the majority of your leaders have come in. Let's see if we can see who makes it out first.
Christopher Howell and the 11 car beat off the 7.
All right, so that
your new
shakes up
leader.
the field.
Yes, it does. Your new leader is the number 81 machine of Harley Barletta. Looks like he has a little bit of a right front damage. That splitter is raised up just a little bit in that machine. Not too bad, though. Should be okay as they make their way around. But we may get close to 14 to go, Rick. Maybe 13 to go. I think it's about to get pretty chaotic because you have a lot of drivers up there. Well, three drivers, rather. Not a lot. 3 drivers that did not take tires, but still, that clogs up at least 1 row. You know, that's 1 row of cars that do not have fresher tires.
Well, the front row are on older tires, and one guy, that's Andrew Surwick, in the 43 in the second row. After that, you have the leaders all on fresh tires and fuel.
So they can obviously make it to the end. They are, you know, all gloves off. They'll be going, you know, full throttle, not letting up.
Well, at this point, with 15 laps to go, there's no tire fall off, pretty much.
Right.
You're going to run as hard as you can. Once you get some heat back in those tires, you would expect that first lap or two to be somewhat conservative, but after that, it's all bets are off.
Yep, and that's where, you know, you could possibly see this. I mean, I've seen this happen multiple times. You have drivers stay out and a caution comes out. So their tires are already heated up. So they could possibly be in a good situation to pull away from these guys with, you know, fresh tires. But if this goes green beyond 2 or 3 laps, Rick, I think they're just sitting ducks there out front because they have no way of getting any heat in their tires. I mean, or they do have heat in their tires, but they're worn. You know, you just want to hope that those guys can keep their tires cold from basically third on back. And it could happen. We could get a couple of cautions back to back that allows these drivers to stay out front. We've seen it happen before. It could happen again, but we are forming up the restart here with 14 laps to go. It'll be 13 laps to go when they hit the line. And your running order as it stands is Harley Barletta out front, Mike Slatker in P2, Andrew Surwick in 3rd, Christopher Howell in 4th, Joey Doucette in 5th, Jack Hedgecox in 6th, Hermes Castro in 7th, John Ledger in 8th, Tyler Peebles in 9th, and rounding out your top 10, Jonathan Woods.
So those top 3 drivers out front, Barletta, Slager, and Surwick, have about 16 laps more on their tires versus the guys who are right behind them.
Yep, they're pretty much sitting ducks.
And that's about the fall off on these tires, right? About 16 laps, and then you begin to see that wear really begin to show.
Yeah, it'll definitely be a major factor here once the flag wave down, I think, 3 and 4. But the thing is, with as many cars on fresh rubber as they are right now, you may see some people getting loose trying to get all that they can off turn 2. But pace car is down. Harley Barletta is your control car. He is about to enter the Geico Restart zone. And we are green flag racing back here with 13 laps to go. Whoa!
What a mess.
Big wreck.
Big wreck. Wow. Christopher Howell was involved. Tyler Peebles, Ty Bostic. Just, we've got to go back and take a look at that. All right, let's back this up a little bit. Let's take a little bit different angle here.
Yeah, that's
That's unfortunate. We can already see what's happening. Yep. 25 did not make it through cleanly. The two
didn't. I mean, this is a huge wreck. You have the 08, the 75. I mean, you have the 22, nowhere to go.
They're still wrecking down below. Yeah, 049 slips through.
I mean, this is a major wreck. Yeah.
Yep. That's unfortunate. Well, some of these guys have damage. I'm sure some of them saved their quick repair. We may see them back onto pit road to get that damage taken care of.
Yeah, we'll have to see who's still left, because that took out a lot of the front runners there, Rick. It took out Castro, took out the 7 car of Jack Hedgecock's. It took out Howell.
Well, you've got Christopher Howell, Doucette, and Pittman now all on pit road. Jack Hedgecock all on pit road. You guys are all coming down to get their quick repair and get back out on the track.
Yeah, just, the unfortunate situation there, Rick. Just hate to see that happen.
Yep.
For the leaders.
It's about patience. You've got to give yourself some room and be cognizant of who's around you.
Absolutely.
All right, so we are with 11 laps to go. We are back under caution here for an incident on the restart. Jumping out back up front, your leader is Harley Barletta.
Yeah, this is kind of what I said, Rick. If they get some cautions, this could play out very well for those top 3. And as it stands, those top 3 that did not come down pit road are still in first, second, and third. So we'll see how this plays out.
So that has cycled back. Interesting. Castro stayed out. I guess he's got maybe some minor damage on that car.
Yeah, you have some left front damage you can see right there. Hopefully it's not damaging the engine.
But he elected to stay out and not give up those positions. That's puts him in a relatively interesting position. He's currently sitting in 5th.
Yeah, and we know he's fast. So, and he has the fresher tires. So, fresher tires is relatively speaking with all that carnage on the last lap.
Well, speaking of that, Barletta, Serwick, and Mike Slagter, again, 1, 2, 3 are on old tires.
Exactly. So we'll see how that plays out here, because you have tires that are clean. You have tires that laps to the bad, I guess you want to consider that. You have tires that have been definitely just torn up from this last caution. So we'll see who's able to prevail. But right now, it looks like we could have a first-time winner here in the IWM Cup Series, barring any late race cautions or anything that goes on, because Barletta is a sitting duck right now. And so is Serwick, and so is Slacker. So could John Ledger seal the deal? Maybe Castro can somehow make his way. Maybe Mark Feeney can win this. Well, maybe Sean Shootman. Who knows?
Christopher Howell and is back up to P10 with probably 8 laps to go when we go back to green. That's plenty of time to get back up to the front.
Yes, it is, and we'll. I don't know if did he take tires that last stop, Rick?
Let's see. No, he came in and got fuel only.
Interesting. Okay.
It was basically just a refresh his car stop.
Probably is what I'm guessing too. So pace car lights are off. So we'll see how Christopher Howell is able to prevail.
So that puts the 81 car of Harley Barletta up front and in control of this restart. Could be our last restart. Not holding my breath. This is our 12th caution of the evening, and now it's come down to the last 9 laps of this race. 8 laps.
Yes, it
by the time
has.
we take the green flag. So.
Yep, it's gonna be a wild one. It already has. Some drivers having some contact there on the last one. We'll see who is able to prevail as they are making their way into turn 3 for hopefully the 8th and final time, I guess. You know, not 8th. I don't know what I was trying to say there. Never mind, Rick. Anyways, they're making their way in turn 3 and 4. Pace car is going to drop off. Barletta is the control car again. We will see who is able to get the restart. Right now, Harley Barletta is in the Geico Restart zone. He is off. Green flag racing is back here at Texas.
All right, we've made it to turn 1.
Turn 1 has been accomplished. Now, can turn 2 be accomplished? Turn 2 is still up in the air, but the 25 machine has made its way all the way up to the inside lane of Barletta. 25 is taking the lead.
Oh, hang on, 19 as well. Just a little bit of contact with the 43.
Here comes the 19 machine.
Oh, contact here and there. There's lots of cars making contact with the outside wall.
Oh, you have I can't tell who that is. That's a 37 and the 88 machine get.
A little bit of dirt tracking.
Yep, here comes the 88 machine to the bottom side of Harley Barletta.
Make his way back up to the front. He's got the 43 on his outside. He's trying to get around the 73 of Mark Feeney.
As this all goes down with 6 to go, Castro is your leader, pulling out to almost a full second lead on the field now. Oh, keep it on the high side. Keep it on the high side. We should be still green. We should be a little loose.
The 43 car that was in the wall there, but he has kept it under control. The 7 car and is beneath him. He is still struggling to keep that car under control as competitors make their way around that wounded 43. And the 25 of Hermas Castro continues to show us the way. He's got a full 1 second lead over John Ledger. 5 laps to go.
Yes, he does. Yep.
4 laps
now,
to go.
4 to go. We are nearing the end here. A lot of chatter on the radio. Don't know what's going on, but there's some action all over the track.
Christopher Howell has made his way back up to 3rd.
Yep, Howell is on the prowl, but it may not be enough to catch that number 19 or the 25 machine, as he is now back up to a 1.1 second lead on John Ledger. 3 laps to go here at Texas, and 25 is in the lead, followed by John Ledger, Christopher Howell, Blanchard in 4th, Mark Feeney in 5th, Bostic in 6th, Hedge Cox in 7th, Joey Doucette in 8th, Shubin in 9th, and Kublai Kalen in 10th.
All right, that's Hermas Castro. Here's John Ledger here.
Coming to 2 to go.
Christopher Howell is trying to make his way back up. Time is running out on the 88.
Yep, I think barring another caution, this race could be over when this 25 car hits the line, coming off a 4. White flag in the air here at Texas.
Pretty much nothing matters at this point, but you getting around this track, any incidents will not affect it. We will not see another caution. We are watching the 25 car of Hermas Castro, a fresh face to this organization, this league.
Coming all the way from 28th to 1st, coming off of turn 4, Hermes Castro wins the IWM Texas 240.
John Ledger is going to show in second. Christopher Howell survives that carnage earlier and finishes in third. Blanchard in fourth. Mark Feeney in fifth. Hedgecock, another new face, is in sixth. Bostic is in seventh. Doucette in eighth. Shipman in ninth. And Pittman is 10th.
What a run by this 25 car there, Rick. We were talking about him. I mean, he looked to be, and I said it, he was on the track, and he proved it tonight by winning this race. And here he goes. He's going to do some celebrating for sure. In that OWR number 25 machine, going to grab that checkered flag really quick.
Burning up that last set of tires.
Yes, he is. What a race by the number 25 machine. New face of the IWM League. And he put on a show tonight. And even though getting involved in that previous incident, Hermes Castro was phenomenal here. Coming all the way back up from 28th, not even qualifying to win the race.
A fabulous finish. I think we have some competitors already in our waiting room. Let's go ahead and grab our third place finisher. That's Christopher Howell. Christopher Howell, welcome to the broadcast booth.
Hey.
You made your way back up after that incident?
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
It happens.
Yeah.
It happens, you know. I think there was a lot of excitement, a lot of adrenaline flowing at the end there.
Oh, yeah. I don't know what to really say, because other than I'm glad I got a third place finish, but I mean, really, I think I could have grabbed that win. I'm not trying to take anything from the winner, but, you know, it's a good win for him. But I don't know what happened there with the 14. I guess he was on old tires. Elliott came in and said it looks like he downshifted to first after going to second. I don't know what he did, but I was just trying to stay off the guy, and all of a sudden I just see people shooting the middle, and I was done.
Yeah, we thought we saw the 7 kind of tag you in that left rear quarter panel, but I think that people were stacking up. So,
but it is what it is. I'm still happy to have a third place finish. It's a good finish for our team. It's a good finish for our sponsor, 1111 Veteran Project and Racing for Heroes. So.
Absolutely, you know, it's what it's all about, you know, fighting through adversity and coming out on top. Still getting a third place finish is still good consistency here for season 2. So, Chris, anybody you want to give a shout out to tonight? Any thanks you want to give?
Besides my sponsors, my teammates, Joey, John, Blake, and Harley, and Ian also. Just all my teammates. Glad they came out and ran with us, and yeah, I'm just glad our cars finished 2, 3, and Joey finished 8th. So yeah, it was a pretty good night for us.
all right. Well, that's your third place finisher tonight. That is Christopher Howell, and Christopher, we'll see you next week.
Yeah, man. Yeah, have a good one.
Thank you. All right, so let's see if we can grab our second place finisher, John Ledger. John, welcome to the broadcast booth.
How's it going, gentlemen?
It's great. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm still jittery. Nerves got me.
Yeah, that was a wild, you know, last really 30 laps. Run us through, you know, I mean, you saw your teammates,
getting in some trouble. I mean, the last incident involved a lot of cars. Run through kind of that last restart there and how you were able to get a P2 finish.
Yeah, I was starting on the outside, which I don't like to do because, it's a lot easier to spin your tires there. And as soon as the green flag went, I saw someone to my inside try and shoot the middle, and, the outside line was checking up. I don't know if someone spun their tires or anything, so I kind of eased off for a second. And I saw everything just happen, so I gassed it up and just drove through there, surprisingly untouched, and settled into fourth until the final restart, and got taken 3 wide going into 2 on the final restart. Tried to recover, but I just didn't have the speed to catch Castro.
Yeah, we were marveling at his ability to move from the 28th position up 27 spots to first.
Oh, yeah, he definitely was the car to beat tonight. I had nothing for him. I think I could just keep the gap that he had on me, but I could never close any.
Well, you still made it through a number of incidents. We were marveling at how you had weaved your way up and survived through those wrecks that, a lot of them came at the front of the field, which was the most disconcerting. But yeah, here you are, P2. Congratulations.
Yeah, of course, I want to thank 1111's Brethren Project for, all they do for the league between sponsoring an award and, sponsoring our cars on AGM. And, I wouldn't be where I am without my teammates. They help me get better week in and week out, especially on tracks I'm not very good at. And without them, I wouldn't be able to be here.
Well, congratulations on your P2 finish. And that's John Ledger. John, we'll see you next week.
Yep. Have a good one, guys.
Thank you. All right, John, I think we've got Hermes Castro in the waiting room. Let's see if we can bring him in. He can join us.
All right, let's do it.
Mr. Castro, welcome to the broadcast booth.
Hello, everyone.
Congratulations on your finish. Fabulous race you ran.
Yeah, it was a nice race. I just came here looking for good drivers, and there it is. You guys are good drivers, and it was a hard-fought race from first lap to the last lap, and I'm glad I brought it home.
Yeah, it was impressive watching you go from 28th all the way to first. We were talking about that all the way through the broadcast. So give us a rundown of how you were able to do that and actually come out the winner here tonight.
First of all, I crashed in qualifying, and then
Gotcha.
yeah, and then I said to my team that I'm just gonna work one by one slowly and save my tires while doing it, and yeah, I ended up being a good fast car, and who was the leader? The leader wrecked. That got me like hyped up, so I get more chance of winning. Yeah, that 1111 guy wrecked,
Yeah,
and
that was Blake Giglio. Yep, he had an incident.
a fun race with him. That sucks that he didn't race to the end with us. That would have been fun, and yeah.
Well, it's good to watch you. This is our first opportunity to see what you've got, and we're looking forward to the rest of the season. And certainly congratulations on your win. Is there anyone you'd like to give a shout out to or thanks to?
Of course, shout out to my team, ONR, that's the Owl's Nest Racing. Team owner is Jerry Botto, and some other people that work with the team. Dave, Duke, and Marco. Those guys helped me go through everything, and I'm happy that I'm in their team and everything going on.
That's great. All right. Well, thank you very much, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week.
Thank you, Rick.
Thank you. All right, folks, that was your winner. That was Hermes Castro. This is he's with the Owl's Nest Racing team, and that's his first win and his first race. So
Pretty impressive.
Pretty impressive.
Gotta say, I mean, he said the right word. He said pick them off. When he said that, he said pick them off one by one. I'm like, oh, I like what this guy's gonna say because I know exactly what he was thinking. So great one from him here tonight, Rick. But I think we got Elliot now here up in the broadcast, going to tell us a little bit about what's coming up here next week and maybe some things about tonight's race.
Hey guys, yeah, that was a heck of a race, wasn't it? 160 laps. We had a few more cautions than we'd like to have, but the racing in between was fantastic. I wanted to come in and let everybody know the IWM Hard Charger Award for the race goes to Christopher Blanchard. He finished 4th, started 17th, so he made up 13 spots. And the 1111 Vets Project Cleanest Driver Award goes to John Ledger, our second place finisher. He had zero incidents for the entire race. I think
Wow.
he was the only person that ran any substantial laps that had 0. We had one other guy, actually Christopher Blanchard only had 1 incident, but John gets that award. Next week we're going to Iowa. It's a short track. I think it's 3/4 of a mile, maybe a little less. It's I don't want to say it's an easy short track, but it's definitely a short track that you could drive. We're going to do 220 laps there, but they go by in a hurry, so it'll be another good race.
We're looking forward to it. All right. Well, that's your update from Mr. Elliott Swope, the commissioner of the IWM Cup Series, and we're looking forward to seeing these guys battle on a short track. Now, we haven't seen a short track with these guys yet.
No, we haven't, and that's going to pose a lot of fun racing and maybe some tempers flared. We'll see what happens. So that's the beauty of short track racing. So make sure to tune in next Wednesday night to catch the IWM Cup Series at Iowa. Same time, same broadcast network here, same 2 broadcasters, John, myself, and Rick. So I hope you guys have a good night, and make sure if you haven't already to give us a like on this video and this broadcast, as well as to subscribe. We want to grow the community of iRacing fans and sim racing fans, and to grow this community of racing lovers. So hopefully you could do that, and hopefully see you next week.
Sounds great. Good night, folks. Have a great night.